Hello again. It is session 3 of the Start Your Mastermind workshop series. I'm coming at you today with all the details, all the answers to the questions I know have been running through your mind over the last few sessions. I'm going to be referring to my trusty workbook. If you have not downloaded it yet, never fear, you can get yours, victoriagibson.com/workbook. In session 1 of the workshop, you might recall I talked to you about one amazing offer that you can use to multiply your revenue for your coaching business. Get started with your coaching business. Scale faster with your coaching business if you are maxed out with one-to-one sessions, or get more mileage out of your online course if you have created a lower priced online course and it's not selling as it should, or it takes way too much effort and energy to keep launching. Okay, so I talked to you about the only offer that you're going to need to charge what you're worth, to get great results for your clients, okay, and stop this constant darting from here to here to here with different offers or different ideas about your, how you're going to attract clients and what you're going to do to get them great results. This takes all of the guesswork out of that, but it's customizable to you, which is the best part, right? It's not some cookie cutter solution that you're going to get overwhelmed and get down a tech spiral with, right? It's not like one that you kind of go, well, I'm not in alignment with giving great value, because that's what it is. You are giving amazing value. So much so that it's so irresistible to your beautiful target market or niche. And that goes to session 2 of the workshop that we've been going through in this series. And that was all about finding your niche and how important it is to really dial that in and be very clear on the people that you serve, who you want to help, and who you want to provide your transformation for. So go back and review either of those if you haven't already. But if you have, you are more than ready to get started working out how you'd actually deliver it. In this workshop, I want you to sit there, actually plan this out, okay? I want you to think, what could my mini community of people look like? How would they show up? How would I show up to get the most out of everything? Now, grab your workbook. I'll just make sure that I'm following along with that, because I have a bit of a tendency to go off track sometimes. But by creating the right value proposition to the right people, you're already halfway there. But deliver it, like working out what to deliver and how to create this beautiful group. There's a few things that might come up, a few questions you may have or resistance points that you may have. But the fundamental, and I'm going to run through those with you in the session today, but the really fundamental element that I want you to understand is why I'm sharing with you the power of the Mastermind offer is that it shortcuts a lot of the planning that you need to do, all the setup that you need to do. Because if truth be told, you don't necessarily even need to have a big, website for this, right? You need to be able to have coaching experience or consulting experience, or maybe you've done, you're doing a service for people. You need to be able to create some kind of level of transformational results. And you might be thinking, well, I haven't had any clients. Well, if you haven't had any clients yet, I definitely recommend getting your experience up on that level. But if you can also look to the result that you've created for yourself. If you've got that story and you created success and you want to start sharing that with others. Most people come to me when they've got sort of gone beyond a really broad, hazy idea. You've got a longing in your heart to help people, to create amazing results. You're passionate about your topic or your category. And we talked about that in session 2 as well, your niche, like what are the kind of key areas. I'll talk today in one of the mastermind examples about some of the kind of categories that you wouldn't think this could work for, and how they've been able to create $40,000 months for those people. The mastermind model, since I implemented it in 2013, has on average been able to create me $25,000 a month over, there's some months double that, whatever, but over that whole time, I averaged it all out, and that is what I was able to create each and every month, which is a really nice, spacious income. I've never had a big team. I have, a couple of people I work with. I don't have, tons of coaches in my mastermind, because I like to keep it personal and have that support, guidance, and accountability there. I've been working online since I jumped out of corporate in 2010. So most skills I know how to do, or I can get someone to do it. And I don't have all these complex layers. Like who's seen, funnel maps or automations of all this, put this email here, do an upsell, do a downsell, create a little offer here, then do a $27 thing here, do a downsell, do a tripwire. Like, I just don't have the patience for that. I want to help people. I want to connect with people, and I want to get them great results while I'm getting great results in my business. Okay. By getting results for others, I get results for myself. Who here can relate to that, right? Please let me know if you're here too. Give me an emoji, like the post, whatever it is. If you're watching later, #replay and just say hi, right? No harm. At least I know that you're here and you're watching it. Okay. So that's really the heart of it. It's one amazing offer that you can get great results for your clients with, without burning yourself out, without needing more time or energy than what you're already putting out there. Okay, this is probably going to save you time and simplify. It'll definitely simplify the stress of, do I need this? Do I need that? Do I need a podcast? Do I need this? Do I need a tripwire? Do I need a downsell? Do I need an upsell? Do I need a $27 offer? All of those things. This offer can add $10,000 a month to your monthly income, and you can get started relatively quickly with it. Okay. So please be aware of that. That's why I'm so passionate about sharing the mastermind opportunity. There's so many offers that you could create. There's so many ideas. And I'm not saying online courses don't work. I'm not saying one-on-one coaching doesn't work. What I'm saying is I want to give you a clear path where you take someone from cold to converted. And by that I mean somebody you have clearly defined in your niche, which is the work I do with my clients, get it working their message to market. Once you have that, we say, great, let's go out, find where those people are on social media, generally Facebook ads. Sometimes it's a different platform, but generally Facebook ads. How can you get in front of them with something of value, like your value opportunity for them to go deeper with you, whether it's a live workshop series, whether it's a webinar, whether it is some downloadables and, maybe like a quick booklet, whatever it is, I will help you create what that is. And that then establishes your credibility, authority, and value for your clients. Okay. So they grab that, then you've got a way to keep communicating with them. Okay. And the fastest and easiest way I know how to keep keep people coming in is to show up and offer value and get them results. It's really not rocket science. It doesn't need to have 10,000 different layers of conversion unless you are, sitting in the back and hiding and not showing up as you. When you start sharing who you are, and I know that can feel a bit scary too. You don't have to do videos like this to get started, right? There's simpler ways to move forward and whatever you're comfortable with, okay? But we want to get in front of that cold audience who needs us. They're out there, they need our help. Let's connect with them and let's invite them in to a beautiful boutique community. And that's the mastermind. That's what you're creating. The mastermind is that third mind. It's the collective mind that's full of goodness and value and creates momentum in the group, right? You don't get that same momentum in one-on-one coaching. Yes, you can get results because you can go deeper. You can get good results with one-on-one coaching, but you're going to get maxed out really quickly. An online course is great. People can access it from anywhere and you can serve hundreds of clients at a time without breaking a sweat. Well, theoretically, because Sometimes people who spend less want a lot more of your time, need a lot more customer support, you need a lot more admin, you need a lot more tech help, you need to understand how conversion and funnels work at a much deeper level. This is called simplicity. Okay, this is simplicity for a reason, because most of us are busy. We have families. We are, overwhelmed with just the day-to-day of life. Okay, and when you're getting started, you don't want to tip in, $1 million in startup funding to get things moving, right? We came to do our business because we want to create value for others, right? We also want to live a life on our own terms and love what we do. We probably have got to that point in your career where you were like, this isn't what I want to keep doing. I know I've got this kind of fire inside me. What is it? How do I get it out? This is the way to do that. Okay. The other thing I love about the Mastermind is that you get recurring monthly revenue. So you sell once and get paid often. Okay. So not only are you, creating an offer that's one to many, so you get out of that one-on-one trap, but you're also selling once and getting paid every month. Now, the cumulative effect of that grows over time. So you can effectively, not even welcome new clients in for a few months and still be getting a great monthly income while you work on serving them. Maybe you're working on making your program better, doing some more marketing, taking some time for other personal pursuits, your other passions, whatever it might be, you're still getting paid. So unlike, an online course where you're having to get out there and launch all the time, or making sure that your funnel is cranking, you don't need to do that with a mastermind. It's a much easier, flowy opportunity. Okay. Now, if you want to get to $1 million in the next 3 months and you're sitting at, 50,000 a year, well, yeah, we might need to add some more layers into that and work out how that happens, and you want to go faster and farther, then yes, there's more commitment. But if you want a nice flowy business and you want to add sort of 10 to 20 grand a month to your revenue, then this is perfect for you. Okay. So that recurring revenue that I mentioned is that you're inviting people into a mastermind and they join for a period of time. So that's one of the questions here is how long should your mastermind be? Okay. So now I recommend the perfect period of either, I don't just have one because I'm not cookie cutter, and it will depend, and I'll explain how these depend on which timing you will select. So the first one is 3 months. Why do I like 3 months? 3 months is great if you are getting started and you want to scale quickly. Okay, what it allows you to do is generally most people's transformations can happen in 3 months, whether that's weight loss, business growth, self-confidence, whatever it might be. We talked about some of those categories yesterday in session 2. Most transformations can happen in 3 months, or at least the initial phase of it. Okay, so you can get results in 3 months. You can get mastermind members that are committed. But what the key reason for 3 months is that it can be more accessible. If you're a bit more of an unknown quantity and people aren't really sure whether they want to take a chance on you yet, or they haven't been in your world yet, maybe they've seen you on Facebook, or they've only just clicked on an ad and come to you. So they're like, I don't know, because the amount of people I talk to who have tried another coaching program and been really disappointed, it really hurts their heart, right? This is hard. I'm not making light of it because it's big. They've stumped up and they've invested and it hasn't worked out for them. There's reasons for that too, which I can talk about later. I won't go down that rabbit hole. But, so you want to make it accessible, and that's where I like 3 months. You can do a really nice kind of trade-off. You can make it a monthly payment if you like, anywhere from kind of $2,000 to $5,000. Okay. I think that's a nice place to start if you're getting started. And that's also an easy yes for people, right? You can definitely demonstrate if they stay where they are, there is a cost that it's greater to that. Now, it doesn't have to be that you're about making money, right, for them. So you don't have to have a business offer or a money creation offer to demonstrate that. It's not as linear as that. There's a cost to most problems that can be a financial or emotional or spiritual or whatever. It's not always in terms of a dollar amount. But you can correlate, say, for example, in relationships, losing your marriage with and the emotional toll, the stress, the sadness, the disappointment, and not to mention the cost of a divorce and living alone on reconnecting with your husband. Okay, so if you don't do that, so if you're in the business of offering that, that's more than a $5,000 problem. Okay, so it's a kind of a no-brainer to just say, I'm going to work with you over this time in this beautiful group for $5,000. Okay, so 3 months is a nice, easy way to remove a bit of that price friction, but still create a significant result. It's still enough of an investment for your clients to be turning up, and it's enough of an investment for you to have spaciousness to cultivate a group of people towards that same action. Now, I won't go on to that yet. So the next one, which is where I started with my mastermind, I did 6 months at $9,000. Okay. Now, 6 months is good. You've got a bit more time, but it's almost like that bridge between 3 and 12 months. I really like 3 months, or I like 12 months. I like 12 months because it gives beautiful spaciousness for people to sort of, like, it's kind of like a degree or a curriculum, right? Like you think, right, I'm doing this for a year. I'm giving it my all. I'm committing. Because how many times do things like pop up? How many 6-week programs have you done? And you're like, end of 6 weeks, or you miss the start, and then you just kind of go, oh, well, I'm kind of out of the loop now, so I'm not going to do it. Okay, that happens a lot, right? So what I love about it, a 12-month plan, is that you can go so much deeper in the transformation. You can still use that fast track element of a 3 month and get them moving and get them results. Ideally, get them some results and things that work within the first month of working together. But then you're going to build on it. You're going to have time for challenges, resistance, and to move through those so that the change and the transformation can be more lasting. A lot of people are afraid of offering something for 12 months. But this is where your monthly recurring revenue really starts to kick in, right? If you split that up over monthly payments, and why I love offering a 12-month offer too, is that the actual monthly payment can be so minimal that I know for sure I can get people their money back within that each of those months, right? They pay that monthly amount. It's like, I can totally help you get clients way more than that each month. So there's not that sort of stress and friction. So although I'm showing you a high ticket model, I'm not one of those coaches who's gone, okay, great, I've learned high ticket. Now you've got to charge $25,000 for your staff, right? That may be appropriate for you. And I've definitely had clients who've had programs at that level. And my mastermind used to be at that level as well. But the reason why is because I had retreats in there as well. So I had in-person retreats where we go to all these fabulous places, and it was great. I don't offer the in-person retreats anymore because now we have the curriculum focused so well that you can just start getting up and running. And now we have lovely weekly sessions where everyone gets to kind of see where everyone's at and connect, and we have the group where we can connect as well. So we still have that beautiful sisterhood and connection of the women in the group, okay? So I love 12 months because you can still make it accessible, but you get more of that passive income coming through. Okay, so 3, 6, or 12 months is my recommended advice. Okay, and if you're starting at 3, then $5,000 is actually a really good price point to start at. Okay, the next question I get a lot is, well, does everyone join at the same time, or when should I run my mastermind? Now, this is where I say, don't do that. Have rolling enrollment, right? And most people go, what? How can I do that? I don't want clients, asking me questions all the time. I don't want, I want to have a break. You can still build your breaks in, even when you have rolling enrollment, okay? So here's why I like rolling enrollment. There's no pressure of a big launch. You can easily onboard people, give them love and time, and get them up and running even within the group. And you've got people coming in all the time. So if your launch has fallen flat and then you miss your numbers, you're not stuck there for 6-12 months waiting for the next launch before you get new people in. And you don't have to go and start another group if you do need to increase your revenue and start a new offer. Does that make sense? So I love a 12-month opportunity because you get the most committed, brilliant clients. Will you lose some who say, I want something quick and short? Sure, you might, but the benefits far outweigh the negatives. Okay, so look to rolling enrollment because you always got new people coming in. Now, the other objection I get with rolling enrollment is, but I like people to start at the same time so they get to know each other and everyone's at the same level. The fact of the matter is everyone is not at the same level even if they start at the same time. People have different nuances, different learning styles. People move ahead quicker. People want to dive into other content. Sure, you can drip feed your content and that's fine. But generally people will run at different levels anyway. So how beautiful for someone new to come into the group and see things already happening, see where they're going to be headed, right? It doesn't need to be intimidating. They can see what's actually possible, not just from you telling them, but by them jumping in and getting a sense of what the culture in the group is like, what the how it all works. So that's fantastic. And then those who've been in there longer are not feeling dragged down by new people. They're just saying, hey, yeah, I can answer that question for you. I can help you, because if you cultivate your clients correctly, you're going to get people who want to give value. They're not always just in it for themselves. But I'm not asking my mastermind members to fulfill my role of, leadership or guidance. But there are naturally people within the group who've been there longer who will take that role on. And that is awesome. I love that, because if you cultivate a mastermind correctly too, you're going to get even better people with like varying skill sets and just a great mix of skills that lifts everybody up, okay? So don't worry if people start at different times. It's a boutique small group, so you've got time to acclimatize people. You've got time to support people through. Does that make sense? So I love that model. I've been offering a mastermind since 2013, right? So a long time where people have just been coming in. Apart from that first, I of course bought into the same thing as you guys. 6 months, I did the 9,000. They all started at the same time and they finished at the same time. And then what happens at the end of that, or even during that, I couldn't take people on to make the most of and scaling the offer that I had. And then at the end, because I want to be so focused on my clients. I don't want to be focused on launching and marketing all the time. I want to be focused on getting my clients results. So what happens then at the end, I'm like, oh shit, I've got to go and get some more clients. Where are they? Run. How am I going to do this? Then what comes up after that is, if I'm starting that, what if only one person joins, right? Everybody asks this one. By the way, out of all the hundreds of women I've worked with in creating mastermind offers, that's never happened. But if it does, it doesn't matter. You just love them up. And in fact, it happened to me after I did that first 6 months. I started the mastermind again. I had one person for like a week or something. And I'm just like, hey, we're starting the next round, or, we're if you've got one person, it's you at the start of the mastermind, right? So as we get started, it's great because we're going to be welcoming new people in, but you get all this access to me. Like, how cool. It's kind of like one-on-one coaching. And they'll be like, oh, okay, great. Nobody's going to complain about having all your attention, right? Sure, you might be like feeling a bit embarrassed. That's just a thought, right? Like, what are you embarrassed that you're putting an offer out there and you're getting started? Okay. Well, if you want to make that mean something terrible, then go right ahead. But that's not going to serve you in growing your business, right? What's going to serve you is that you say, I had one person say yes. We are go. Well, this is green light because one person has said yes. I've got proof of concept. If one person says yes, guess what? More than one person is going to say yes. I say be more worried about nobody joining, right, than one person. But it's so funny. Everyone always says, what if one person joins? Great, got proof of concept. Bring it on. Let's scale up with some ads. Let's get some promotions happening. Let's get your lead generation dialed in. And that's what I do with my clients. I help them. I set up their ad campaign. We tweak their ad campaign. If things that don't work with their lead generation or their opt-in pages or whatever it is, we work together on that. Okay, so you are not going to be left there going, oh, have you? I know, like I've shaken the tree with all my family and friends. I go, one person, where do I go? We don't just go to our network. Okay, network's still great, referrals are still great. I'm not here to poo-poo those at all, but you are not going to scale up to, you know, $25,000 with just, you know, a few people you know and 10 followers on your Instagram, okay? You need a jump start. That's also one of the reasons why you're saying stuck at the moment, is that you're thinking too small. You're too afraid to pay for lead generation to actually get more people to talk to. Okay, and I get that, because there's a lot of people giving really janky advice about lead generation. They don't understand lead generation, or they tell you to go sort it out yourself. It's like, well, how do I do that? Or I've tried Facebook ads and they're too much. I hate them. All that kind of stuff, right? Like, I'm sure you can relate to that. Well, we remove that in when I work together with my mastermind clients, because not only do we create a great message to market, we create the lead generation that moves that forward, that fills that pipeline, okay? And it's evergreen, right? So you're not having to do massive launches. You're not going out there going, oh my God, I need 5 people, and if I don't get 5 people, like, this launch is a failure and I am an awful person, right? We're not doing that, okay? So be open to the fact that one person means more, okay? Be open to the fact that people can be at different levels. That's totally okay, right? It's totally okay. That's how people learn. That's how people enjoy interacting with others. Some people will naturally want to share what they've done and help others do the same, right? Don't judge your clients is probably it's so easy to judge your clients, right? So yeah, I hear it all the time. I don't think my clients have any money. Just a couple of weeks ago, one of my clients said, I said, why don't you offer $1,500 offer with this program? She wanted to go more like lower price online, which was fine. Why don't you offer $1,500? Oh no, my clients won't pay that. Who are you to judge what your clients pay? Have you jumped in their wallet and seen what money they have? And also, even if you are charging more than that, or you want to charge more and you're thinking your clients don't have the money, how can your clients not have the money for your wonderful transformation, right? If they care about getting that transformation, you're basically saying, my transformation isn't valuable, okay? And when you're stuck in that mindset, it's very hard to get out of it. And you're also thinking about past clients that you have had a problem with, or it didn't work out, or who weren't a fit, right? Stop judging the future of your business on some past crappy clients. It's going to keep you stuck time and time again. You'll be switching your offers. You'll be moving things. You'll be have post bad client traumatic stress that it manifests in the worst kind of ways. It manifests in creating tons of offers. It manifests in not doing any paid lead generation. It manifests in just taking all the referrals and customizing all your work so you're burning yourself out like crazy, okay? Don't do that. Don't do that. We have a better way, right? I have a better way. If you are not reaching your income targets, if you are not confident or clear in your offer or your message, if you do not know the first thing about paid lead generation, or you've tried it and it hasn't worked in the past, then you need Mastermind Success Secrets. You need my program. You need to be in my group, right? It's bigger than just me. You need that. I know that. I can stand in that, right? And I want you to stand for your own beautiful offer as well, and stop doubting it and stop spinning around in circles, because it is not good for the soul, okay? So we've covered time. We've covered, does every member start at the same time? So we're going to do rolling evergreen enrollment. We are going to do generally a 3 or a 12 month. I'm not crazy for 6 months, okay? Now we're going to get to what should you include. What the hell is a mastermind anyway, okay? I touched on this a little in the first session, so if you haven't seen that, go back and take a look. But really all it is, all and everything it is, because it's pretty powerful. Like I said in session 1, it's very hard to find our people, right? It's very hard to find a like-minded group of people when you're looking to attain a certain goal, whatever that transformation may be, right? But so yes, we want the collective. Even though we're just starting with 1, it's amazing. You can have 2 or 3 people in your mastermind, they can still be helping each other. And like Napoleon Hill said, when 2 or more individuals come together, you got the mastermind. So if you only need 2 clients to get the mastermind collective happening. So how do you do that? Well, the main container should be a Facebook group. Okay, it's a private Facebook group that they join and you're in, and you may get support in that or not, that's fine. Why Facebook? Because Facebook gives you an opportunity to share a lot more than other forums, and people are already there as well, okay? So I like showing up where people already are because they get notifications in their feed, it reminds them to engage and they come in. If people aren't on Facebook, they're not on Facebook. Okay, whatever, it's not for them, right? But most people are on Facebook. Billion odd users, a couple of billion daily users, right? We kind of got scale with Facebook. Okay, so private Facebook group. You don't have to be posting and creating content in there every day. It's more an exchange community environment. Yes, you need to be in there and interacting, but it's a way for you to answer questions outside of calls. So it gives you that kind of freedom. And how easy is it to just answer a question like, oh, okay, something popped up, let's go. I'm talking, we're talking scale of under 100 people here. So you're not, you're not going, oh my God, like, I know that people I know who have groups with 20,000 people in it or something crazy, 10,000. They're like, oh, the Facebook group. Well, great. Then you work out the community management side of it. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about you having a community where everyone knows their name. It's like Cheers, right? It's a place where everyone knows each other, right? It's not one of those faceless groups or where you become faceless because there's so many people and there's always those people who like post all the time in those groups and you're like, oh, them again. And it's just not inspiring because it doesn't feel connected and it doesn't feel intimate, okay? And you don't feel like you can be vulnerable because you don't know everyone, okay? It's a safe space to share. It's a safe space to go on that transformational journey, okay? So Facebook group. Then we're going to have a weekly group call. Now in it, that is your opportunity to do one-on-one coaching with everyone in that group environment. It is laser coaching designed to lift them out of any stuckness or challenges, help them stay accountable and moving with the framework that you have, and answer any questions, okay? So we do that as a way to just have that consistency and that connection. So you can do it virtually. You use a platform like Zoom or a GoToMeeting. I use GoToMeeting. No one uses that anymore, but I use GoToMeeting because I like it. Stable, records, keeps all the recordings. If people miss it, they get a recording, right? They can check it out. They can submit questions before, but they don't really need to because in this framework, they can ask a question in the Facebook group as well, okay? Now, if you already have an online course, just bring it in. You don't have to go redo it all. It's fine. Just bring it in for now. Then we might work on, when I work with my clients, we work on the signature system. That is your approach, your blueprint, your pathway for client success. It's the repeatable steps that they must take, but you have beautiful custom support, guidance and accountability and mentoring around that. So it doesn't have to be like, right, just go and watch 10,000 videos. Because who wants to watch a big site full of videos in one hit? Even in one hit, like you want to understand the framework. You want to understand the steps that you need to move through. That's why I love my program because you've got 12 months to go through those steps. I'm not going to, it's not death by video. Okay. You can, we get started with a initial session, right? So then we map that out, strategy where, what do we need to focus on? What are our priorities? All right. I suggest you start here. Let's get that moving. Go and work through some of that, but come back and let's have a look at that. Okay, so that's what I suggest is, yes, you can start developing that, but if you don't have an online course, you can still do the mastermind. So when I started mine, I did not have an online course. So I added a monthly one-on-one to give them a little bit of extra custom support and feedback, because I didn't have my process set out in an online course. Because truth be told, I resisted that a lot, because it just felt like, oh, takes so long. That's just a thought too, because it's great once it takes long in the beginning, but then it's set up, right? But if you don't have it yet, that's okay. I'd rather get you working with clients, particularly if you're at the beginning of your journey, right? Working with clients is going to help you make so much more informed choices about your online course, right? So that's really enough. That's like the bones of it. I work through with my clients. Sometimes they're like, well, for this, they also need this. I like to ask how they work one-on-one, or how they, what process, like maybe you're a certified coach and you're working with a coaching framework to get people clear. Once we've got the niche, then we'll work out, okay, how's the best way to get people through that? If you're a done-for-you service provider, maybe you're doing copywriting or Facebook ads. I've been there running Facebook ads a lot. So what we want to do is take what you do there and make it an offer that you can do at scale in a boutique mastermind, okay? So I work with clients on definitely how to get that done. Yeah, they're the main things to include. I'm going to give you some element ideas of what might sort of get your thoughts started on that. I know that, yeah, that's fine. Sorry, I was going to dart over there. So those are the essential elements. Does that bring it to life a little bit more for you? I hope it does, that you can see, oh yeah, I see how that comes together. If you've got any questions, let me know. The elements, so on that next page, what kind of elements could you use? Now, I use a Facebook group. People can messenger me, ask me a question at any time if it's private, or they can post in the group. Most people just post in the group because they feel comfortable in the group, because the women in the group are fantastic, right? So they feel comfortable in the group. And also, I know if people are like running and hiding, I'm going to come and like get them and go, hey, what are you doing? Or maybe they need a bit of messenger support, okay? So I know a lot of people do Voxer. Now, a mastermind that I'm in myself, they do Voxer, and you can have like little mini groups, but there's like 127 people in the mastermind, so you need like a little bit more framework. But I can just go on here and I can leave a voicemail for my coach, and they can answer back via voicemail or text. I really like text, but I know a lot of people like voice. My clients voice me, message me stuff, that's fine, right? Whatever works. So Voxer is another great opportunity. And Facebook group, messenger access, your group coaching calls, generally, just stick with Zoom, that's fine. You can also do audits and sort of video or voice audits, as well as written feedback. Okay, so this is what I do with my clients, is that as they're moving through, they perhaps create a landing page for their freebie that we're going to send ads to, right? They create that and go, can you have a look at it? Or they put some copy for a sales page in a G-Doc. Can you have a look at it? I can comment on it. Okay, so I'm auditing what they're doing. Now, I know I'm a business coach, it's a bit different, but what are those things that you might need for your offer? I might do a video audit of a webinar or a sales page, or they'll listen into the webinar, give them feedback on, okay, what they need to do. So audits and audibles can be great, okay, if they can submit something to you, or even if, say you were doing personal development or spirituality, maybe you create some assessments along the way. This is great for a certification as well. But maybe you create like a summary of the work and get them to do the worksheet and submit it to you to have a look at. Or if they have questions, they can. Is there something like this isn't working? Or maybe they, tried a new communication technique. They can just voice message you and say, hey, I tried that last night. I was wondering, was this supposed to happen? And then you can just quickly answer. So these aren't things that are designed to make you like be bogged down all day answering questions. You can batch up your answers if you want. You get to decide how you want to do it. It's got to work with your personality, your time, how you want things to work, and then create boundaries around that, okay? You've got to be clear with your boundaries. The only issue that happens with over delivery is that you haven't clearly communicated your boundaries and let your customers or clients run roughshod over you, okay? So we do not want that. Manuals and guidebooks and worksheets, all of those things, great. But you can build them as you go. I even suggest doing that because sometimes you don't know where people are going to get stuck and where they're not. Maybe you can send them physical things that help them get through, like particularly if you're in fitness. Like, can you send, one of my clients has a Pilates studio, but she's also doing online Pilates offer. She's going to be sending them like the TheraBand things and maybe one of those rings or the balls or whatever. So when they join, they get that delivered, right? So think outside the box. This is not cookie cutter. We do so many things. The amount of amazing things my clients do and categories and the skills that they share, we just design that for them. Okay, certification is amazing. I love certification. Like I said in session 2, Maria does her Sacred Mama Circles facilitation certification. I've also had another client who came to me with this comprehensive online course for interior designers who flip houses, and I was like, why don't we make that a certification for people who want to get really great at flipping houses? And that's worked super, super well. That can create also, it's the same as the mastermind in that it creates this thing bigger than you that people want to have. Okay. Accountability buddies, if you start to scale up and you don't have as much time, partner people up or give them opportunities to share within the mastermind too. So that's why I love Facebook, because people can just come on and do a live and share something. Okay, they can also respond to other people's issues, so you get more of that connection and the facilitation there. Okay, topic discussion groups, that can work well in a messenger chat room even. Okay. Okay, does that make sense? Maybe you've got some other ideas too. Look, sky's the limit. I'm not here to say, no, don't do that. I'll definitely guide you if I think, oh yeah, okay, that might not work as well. Common problems with your offer to avoid. Number 1 is your offer is too vanilla. We did talk about this a little in session 2, but this is more about your offer rather than your niche, okay? So I want you to, be thinking, how will your offer stand out? How can we capture them straight away that it's like, oh, hang on, this feels new, different, interesting. It will, save me time, money, whatever, give me more power, love, sex, whatever that might be, right? We need that implied in there. So sometimes people get a little generic because they're a bit worried about popping their flag on the hill. Don't do that, okay? Or you focus too much on your process of what you do. We have 8 videos and you come to a live session with me and I'll bonus you in one-on-ones. Okay. Why? Why? What's that going to do for me? Think that next layer, okay? So instead of process, we go results and transformation, right? We're focused more on the outcome, the beautiful features, benefits they're going to get, okay? So, for example, when one of my last mastermind clients, Rachel, came to me, she had how to be a surface pattern designer. Okay, how to do surface pattern design. When she came to me, I was like, I don't even know what that is, but that's fine because I'm not a designer. But she was basically showing people how to do that with Adobe or whatever, Photoshop, create repeating patterns that, maybe I could pop that on like a tissue box or something, right? Or this. No, this isn't it because it's like repeating patterns. So like bolder kind of patterns. Anyway, it's like, okay. And so and she sold a couple of programs via a webinar, and her webinar was okay, but it wasn't great. We had to really dial that in. I was like, and so if you've already got a webinar, then even just book a call with me because like I want to see what you got going on, because I'll be able to help you with that regardless. But if you do want to book in, I'll tell you as well to come on a call, an offer planning call, so you can see whether, how this could work for your category and you. We've got a special opportunity to do that. But anyway, we worked on the webinar, but I also said, hang on, let's just step back here. What are people really buying? Sure, they can work out because they can buy that. There were a couple of other people in the market that taught you how to do that on Adobe, right? Like, what's your point of difference? Now, her point of difference, she was a textile designer and she taught textile design at university, right? So she already had a higher level of knowledge, right, academically. But still, that might not be enough. So what was the next layer? Well, the next layer was to unleash your creativity and become a textile designer, or unleash your creativity and understand how to be a textile designer. Get your own patterns up and put them on prints or lampshades or whatever it might be. So it's more like an unleash your creativity. It gave them a new skill to learn, a new hobby to create, even if they weren't going to make money out of it. Okay, so you see that difference where it's like, hey, just learn how to do it. I'll teach you Adobe and you can do your repeating patterns. Or unleash your the inner creative and uncover how to, be an amazing pattern designer. Like, that's more of a proposition. So how do we make it more sexy? And out of that 497 offer, like some months she was able to do 25 to 40K a month just from that 497 offer from an automated webinar. Okay, so that's pretty cool too. Number 2, the offer isn't new or exciting. Okay, so I've had a few clients in the menopause space. I love the menopause space, probably because I'm heading in that direction myself, but I love the menopause space. But just menopause on its own, okay, here's how to just deal with, hot flashes and night sweats. It's like, yeah, all right, we've heard that before. What's different? So one of my clients talks more about perimenopause, right? So not just menopause, but the lead up to menopause and why people don't know about it and why when you understand it, you can manage it with what you eat and minimize your symptoms, okay? Or another one of my clients is through, menopause, and she's older, but she's fitness and nutrition, and she talks about going from hormonal to hot, right? Like, that's a different take. You don't have to be that old frumpy, woman going through menopause with this middle-age spread and be going, oh, okay, I used to be hot, but I can't have that anymore, right? So she turned that on its head. Such a great cut through. I mean, she gets $2 leads on Facebook because it's just like so easy, for people to just go, yeah, I want that, right? Like, it's a different message. It's not the same old, and here's your supplement or your HRT, okay, whatever. It's sexy, it's exciting. You might not have a sexy, exciting brand. We also, in Mastermind Success Secrets, talk about your brand blueprint. We actually go through and work out your brand archetype so you can understand how you want to message and show up in your brand, which is really cool as well. Number 3 is the offer is too confusing. This happens when everyone gets a bit excited about what they know, and I get that, but we need to keep it simple. We need to synthesize all the technical, confusing stuff to others into something that's a really simple outcome, simple process, that they're not getting overwhelmed or confused or frustrated, okay? You're kind of wanting to get to the product of the product of the product, right? Like, so I heard an example the other day. I thought this is a good one. If you're selling perfume, you're not going to, like, what is it? It's just like, just some colored water in a bottle, essentially. That's what it is. So if I said, oh yeah, and you're going to have this glass bottle and the glass reflects the light or whatever, it's like, yeah, okay. But essentially it's just some colored water in a bottle, whoop-de-doo, right? Then the next level you could say, okay, well, it makes you smell really nice and makes you feel good. But really the third layer is, you're going to be irresistible to others. You're going to have a sense of confidence in going out there. So that's kind of where we want to go with it, and keep it simple. All right? So they are the 3 elements, as well as the deliverables, that I want you to be thinking about. And like I said, in the Mastermind Success Secrets Mastermind, right? My mastermind that I work with people in, that you can apply now for. You're going to be working, we're going to be working together for 12 months. But in it, we start off with that real brand blueprint. What are your archetypes? How do you want to be showing up? What do you stand for? Even if you have a message and a market, we still just kind of check in with this. You can do your archetypes. It's fun anyway, okay? Then we go to message to market. How do you create your beautiful niche? And I'll take you through exactly what to do there. So building on session 2, we can really make sure that we nail that message to market. Now, once we have that, then we go to your beautiful signature system, your approach. We can refine that. If you already have it, we can provide that as well. I see Aisha has just asked what's the maximum number that I have in yours. I don't have a maximum number, but generally it's between 20 and 25 people. It's never gone over that. So hopefully that helps you. And Also then, so we go through that signature system, making sure that you've got your blueprint, your pathway, your approach. Like I said, it's not set in stone that, everyone only has to do that and they can't deviate. There's flexibility and customizability there, okay? Once we have that, then we start working out your mastermind offer. What do they really need to do for you to deliver on your promise? And how do you want to set that up to work with your own personal style, okay? What bonuses do you want to include? What do you want to price it at? So we work through all of those as well. And then we go to basically, how do we get it out there? Lead generation. How do we make sure that we create a pathway that's easy for people to come and find you and also say yes to you? So how do they go from cold to converted, no matter what tool they use? And we'll take you through that as well, give you support with lead generation, setting up your Facebook ads and the like. So really, when you're in that phase of wanting to ramp up where you are as a coach or consultant, this is the next best step. Sure, you could go and buy another online course, but I'm sure you've probably already got a lot of those that haven't worked out so well. Maybe you've done another coaching program, maybe it didn't work out so well. That may be because it's not proven. Maybe they're still, the person who took it's still figuring it out, or maybe they grew too fast and didn't have time to give you that nurturing accountability and course correct you, right? That can happen as well. I've been running a mastermind since 2013. So I've seen people at different levels, come in and what they need, and I know what it takes to move them forward. I sometimes joke and say, just do what I do. It's easier, right? But I understand you've got to find your own way and you've got to embrace it. I'm a certified life coach with the Life Coach School. So I know how to move through some of those mindset blocks as well that come up. Most business problems are mindset problems. So we also have a life coaching call every week as well, that you can come and bring non-business stuff that's holding you back or might be impacting your business, because we are one being that has many facets to us, okay? So business just doesn't often work in isolation. That's why I was really excited about doing my life coaching certification, because I wanted to uncover more about what some of those blocks were for me, and also how I could get other people unstuck without just giving them a strategy that they didn't feel aligned to. So yeah, I love creating that for others, but I understand that, yeah, sure, you could go and buy another online course. If that's what you want to do, knock yourself out, right? But I've found for myself, masterminds gave me more of an inclusive, cohesive, way forward, rather than just watching a bunch of videos and disengaging after a couple of weeks. Sure, you could figure it out yourself. Everything is Googleable, right? You can totally figure all this out. And I'm hoping that if now isn't the time for you, that you use this workbook and start using some of the things that I've been sharing in this workshop to move yourself forward. But we often know that if you haven't done it yet, you may not be likely to do it, right? So definitely, you can do it yourself. I've got no problem with that. I'm not here to bully anyone into anything. I want to show up and give you the value of this workshop. Renee said, you have a monthly membership paid subscription model. Currently have 10 women with a maximum of 30. Fantastic. I work with people who have memberships too, and how you want to work that. It depends on your price, whether you can scale with that. That might be a really great entry level. Nothing wrong with it at all. The mistake I see with memberships are that it takes as much effort to get someone to pay you. It actually takes more effort sometimes to get someone to pay you like $47 a month than it does to get someone to pay you $5,000. Okay, so think about the runway to getting that recurring revenue happening. And it can be a bit of a mistake to think that, a lower priced online membership is easier to deliver, because sometimes it's not. And then, if you've got entry level, fantastic. Then you'd want to probably even add the mastermind on top. Or you're going to be needing a funnel that's adding, several people a week, which, I've worked with clients on their memberships before as well. So that's the thing. It depends. A mastermind looks different for everybody. But if, what price is your monthly membership, Renee? I'd be interested to know. And oh, good. I'm glad. I didn't see who that was who said their aim is a mastermind. You love the mastermind model. Great. Message me if you've got questions too of how this can fit in with your offer. You can go to victoriagibson.com/messages. Yes, I do, Aisha. Monthly payment. Absolutely. So why don't you just message me as well? Go to victoriagibson.com/messages. And we can just chat there if you've got some specific questions. 67 a month, great. What's your target, Renee? And how much are each of those members costing you to get? You might just be getting them organically for now, which is great. But how can you scale that up so that you can add your 10, 20, 30K a month would be my question. So there's some things modeling to do that as well. And I know we've spoken before, so if that's something you want to talk about, just hit me up on messages. Or you can apply for a session where we actually take some space there. So that's victoriagibson.com/apply. At the moment, enrollment is open, and it's a great opportunity for you to come in at the current pricing that will be increasing after this workshop ends, okay? And they're coming in organically. Fantastic. If you're reaching your goals, like, no problem, right? Like, there's nothing wrong with a membership per se. It's just making sure, okay, it's all data, right? Like, we just need to do the math. How many people do we need coming in? How much are they costing to acquire? If you've got it organically, that's great. Then look at, say, over the last 3 months, how many people have come into the membership? If that's set to continue, how many more people do you need to reach your goals? Churn for membership is normally 3 months, okay? So you want to put in more retention factors so you can hopefully get them in for longer as well, right? And how can you add some value on there, either in the back end that they have some more VIP sessions with you, or a higher level mastermind where they want to go deeper. But I would just be looking at, great, how can you get more people into that membership? Sometimes you can do some promotions too, where you offer like a jumpstart course when they join, right? So that can be the bonus. It's kind of like doing the course as a bonus. So there's lots of things you can be doing with membership, which is super cool. But if this is calling you and working your offer around getting great results, but having the leverage, whether it be with a membership, an offer, or taking your online course and making it something that is an irresistible opportunity for your best people, then yes, message me or just click on victoriagibson.com/apply and let's have a chat, because I know people generally have questions and they want to ask a lot of questions and see what's right for them. So totally open to that. And I'd love to tell you more about how we can go deeper with Mastermind Success Secrets too. So it's been awesome sharing the workbook. Grab the workbook. I did new content for you for this workshop because I really wanted to make sure that you have what you need. I'm happy to answer any questions, so please just type them in or hit me up on victoriagibson.com/messages. And these videos will come down. This page will disappear. So please know that you want to get your goodness in before that goes away. And I'm looking forward to seeing. I'll be popping back in a little bit more over the next few days. So there'll definitely be more goodies to share. But this is the main sort of crux of what you need to know to get started. So I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with it. Okay, guys, take care. Bye-bye.